So, welcome to our actual lesson 2 out of 50 of all the different songs that you can learn to play very easily. More so all rhythm than anything else, and this will be a continuation of what you learned in the last video. And the reason is because we're going to use, basically, as I was trying to explain in the first video, and if you haven't watched it, you really need to. The basic chords that are in every single song are G, D, C, A, E, E minor, and we'll start getting into F and a couple of the other little nuances as we go. But you know what's important is that basically as we play songs, we especially in the guitar, because most people look at the guitar and they're very intimidated, and because you look and you're like, oh my God, there's so many things we can press and strings, da 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 da. But it's really not that hard, and if you really give a shit, you'll really want to play no matter what, and pardon my French, because I don't know who's going to be watching this, and hopefully doesn't bother too many people. But basically, what we want to accomplish here is we want the ability to have people be able to pick up an instrument, especially like a guitar, which is one of the most intimidating instruments, and be able to start understanding how they can take those core chords and start applying them to everything. And again, this is more rhythm than it is on the, as you'll hear a lot of, you'll hear people that are solo artists that will play the guitar, and they'll be like, they'll do all sorts of fanciful things, and that's fine. But when you're starting to learn the guitar, it's very important to start, doing it as if, you want to get the core. Alright, so today we're going to play Sweet Home Alabama, and keeping with the same chords, again, similar to the first lesson, you're going to see that it's not very different. We're going to start today with D and C and G. Now, a lot of things that I've learned as a trick, and when I'm teaching like anybody basically on any instrument, is not just the chords, not just where to hold your hand. Let me make sure I get it so you guys can all see. Okay, so we start with D, again, which is, your index finger, middle finger, and then your ring finger, and it's on the 2nd fret for your index and your middle, on the bottom and 3rd string up, and then your middle finger on the 2nd string up on the 3rd fret. And so if you look carefully, you see, it's basically these chords. And this is a continuation, again, of what you've already learned in the first lesson. And then it goes to C, which is, as I'll repeat, your index finger on the 1st fret on the 2nd string, your middle finger, and don't, again, it's maybe hazardous to your health if you just keep it like this. But you want the 2nd fret, you want the 3rd string down, and your ring finger on the 3rd fret, 2nd string down. Okay, basic chords. This is C, and then we go back to G. And again, these are the base chords of a lot of things we're going to be going over. So G is your ring finger, 3rd fret, bottom string, which is E, and then you want the top 2 chords, the top 2 strings, on the 2nd and 3rd fret. You want to use your index finger for the 2nd fret, middle finger for the 3rd fret. And as we go through this, I'll keep amplifying more and more things. I'll start bringing in, I use a semi-hollow, which I like a lot. It's the only thing close enough to a acoustic guitar. But I'll also bring in an an amplifier to where it can also enhance the acoustic so you can hear it better too. You know, so right now, you know, the goal right now is just learning the basic chords. And then, you know, you can hear it yourself if you strum well enough. Now, the purpose of this lesson, though, is about strumming. So we'll call this Strumming 101. Basically, here's what's interesting. What I've learned over time is that how you strum determines how a song sounds. So, like, say you want to play 40 different songs. Well, each song has a different strum. So, like, for example, in our last lesson, we learned Let Her Cry. Now you see that my strumming, which, you know, the video doesn't do it any justice, but you can see that basically what I'm trying to do is, with my strum, trying to make it to where I can maintain somewhat of the rhythm of the song, but also be able to get down the pattern of how the song really sounds. And that's why sometimes, you know, I sing most of my songs. I can't sing. And I'm the first to admit it. So, you know, don't criticize me too badly. But as you'll see, that song that you learned in the last lesson, it has a certain strum to it. Okay, and today's song, you know, it's a little bit faster, and the reason I picked this one specifically is a lot of people know the song, but it goes a lot quicker. So the goal in this lesson, since you're using the same chords as the last lesson, is really to start getting the understanding of how the strum works. Now, there's a lot of ways to strum, and as I said last time, you know, you can use your index finger. You know, you can strum it, but you have to make sure that when you strum it, you're using chords and pressure evenly. And so there's a couple ways to do it. Some professors will tell you you can use like your whole hand. So you can take all of your fingernails, you know, which mine were the best, but you can take them all. And in some cases, you know, this is where the pick would come in, but your fingernails can work just as fine. And you don't need them super long until we start getting into the acoustical, you know, I mean the truly, truly classic guitar later on, and, you know, near the end of the entire sessions. But in this case, like, again, I like my thumb, and the reason is because on one side of the thumb, since we have the padding, you know, you can see, like, you know, that it's obviously skin, but then on the top there's the thumbnail, so you can kind of pressure it. So, like, in this case, so I'll do it loud. That's with the skin versus you hear if I roll my thumb just a little bit, now I'm using my thumbnail. So in this case, you know, you can feel the pressure, you can feel the difference if you turn your hand a little bit. And these are things that no one ever really shows you online, which really bugs me a lot, because, you know, I've been trying to be a guitarist for a very long time and trying to show people, and then of course, you know, you can pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars, or you can just look it for free, you know, whatever. Okay, so, but today, in this case, what we're going to do is we go faster paced songs so you can start getting an idea in your head of, like, how the rhythm should be. Alright? And again, I'm going to reiterate, if you have any questions, this is only lesson 2 out of 50, so you can email me at jmoore, M-O-O-R-E, at T, as in like Thomas, T-G-E innovations.com, I-N-N-O-V-A-T-I-O-N-S. You'll see me on YouTube. And I'll throw some wiki stuff and, you know, maybe drop a Facebook page just so people can have a place to earmark, and I'll keep posting these videos to all of them so that way everybody can go there and be able to redo these lessons. Alright, so today we're going to do Sweet Home Alabama. And again, we're doing more rhythm than anything else, and that's what's important, is in getting the learning. You want to start, really with getting an understanding of like the core chords and then the strumming. Because then we'll start getting into like, the crazy fingering and of course, the soloing. But I'm going to bring in another buddy of mine in order to do that one because he's just phenomenal. Just an FYI, we do live in Vegas, so we've tried the whole, gig on the streets, and it works occasionally, but, he's got to play with a lot of different bands, and, I don't know what your intent is in life, and some of us want to be in a band, but some of us just play, So here's the way the chords are for Alabama, Sweet Home Alabama. It goes D, C, G. That's it. So today's lesson's going to be real easy. It's more about the strumming than anything else. So you're going to go. Now and you can understand, like now you can see, like. See that? See how I add like a little bit of the cut right there? Big wheels keep on turning, carry me home to my kid, singing songs about the Southwest. I miss Albany once again. He gets a sing, yes. Same, and then you do the repetition. Well, I heard Mr. Young sing louder. Well, I rolled me up, put her down. Well, I hope Bill Young will remember. Southern man don't need him around anyhow. And then for Sweet Home Alabama, the chorus is the same chords, that's why I picked this one for the second lesson, is because, it makes it easy. So it goes, Sweet Home Alabama, where our skies are so blue. Sweet Home Alabama, but I'm coming home to you. Tell me true. Alright, and so we'll stop there, and in this case, keep in mind, the whole premise was the strumming, and so if you can get a good practice at that, switching up each time, that's where you're really going to be able to see the difference in each song you play is going to change as you keep going. Because we're going to have songs that are going to be very, very fast-paced, and then also like they do a quick switch on each chord up in the chord change for their specific, whether it be their chorus or their the actual just harmony of the song. And so, what's important is we get first the practice of how to be able to strum, and then, of course, the bass chords. So I hope this has been helpful. This is lesson 2, and this is Strumming 101. So again, my name's Joseph, and I appreciate you guys' time. And, keep watching. We've got 48 more to go.